business community. Some of you might have visited World Trade Center Mumbai. It's an iconic building, and the region changes according to the growth of the World Trade Center. Now it is no more called as Cup Parade region, it is called as World Trade Center. So the name of the place has been changed by the presence of World Trade Center since almost 40 years. So we were suggesting that VA should take an initiation to establish a World Trade Center in Nagpur, because all favorable climate is available with you. As the infrastructure development is taking a higher pace in Nagpur, it is essential that you should have a World Trade Center of your own in this city and try to give the services to the business community. Today's topic is very important, as we hear from the newspapers and the press releases that Nagpur is turning to be a logistic hub. But without knowing the fundamentals of logistics, we should not enter into the logistic hub. There is a lot of opportunities coming. How to explore it, how to understand what is logistics itself. And we have an eminent faculty from Mumbai. He is associated with us since we started our institute in Mumbai, which offers postgraduate diploma in foreign trade as well as certificate course. And he is well versed in international marketing, international logistics, export-import policy, and other matters. Being a postgraduate in marketing management and also the IIT gold medalist, he has much to give you inputs on this subject. I'm sure he will take maximum of your time and he will enjoy his session, as this session is totally different. We always enjoy it whenever he sits in his lecture. I think you can maximize the time you spend over here by interacting with the delegates. Also, I would like to tell you that along with this World Trade Day celebration, we thought of giving honors to companies who have performed well in international trade. So we have selected a few companies which will be honored at the end of this session, and we are expecting our chief guest to come. At that time, we are honoring that. So I cannot explain much on World Trade Center, rather I will show you a video clip which self-explains what is World Trade Center, how we have developed it, and what are the services available at the World Trade Center. Please enjoy the video clip. It's only for 7 minutes. After that, Ms. Sona will take over. Thank you very much.
World Trade Center, Mumbai, the center of global trade in India. Mumbai, a city of dreams, land of endless opportunities, the budding financial capital of India. At the southern tip of this island city lies the hub of global trade, an organization that is the preferred trade capitalist of India. Born out of the vision of eminent engineer and Bharat Ratna Sir M. Visvesvaraya, the twin towers of World Trade Center Mumbai symbolizes the might of modern trade in India. His dream was to create a destination for international trade, industry research and development center, and Mumbai was a natural choice since it is commercial capital of India, a place from where trade impulses spread throughout the country. Today it is aptly called N. Visvesvaraya Industrial Research and Development Center, the promoter of World Trade Center Mumbai.
The World Trade Center
in Mumbai to in fact the first World Trade Center in India.
Inaugurated by the then Prime Minister Mr. Morarji Desai in 1971, World Trade Center Mumbai was amongst the first few that became the certified member of the WTC in New York in its very first year of conceptualization. The WTCA is an unparalleled network of 323 World Trade Centers in 89 countries, representing 1 billion businesses. WTC Mumbai is the country's best-known landmark. The Arcade Arena was the city's first ever mall with an escalator which people thronged to see. The iconic towers of World Trade Center Mumbai offer 360-degree panoramic view of the Arabian Sea. And the bustling city of Mumbai that comes alive by night. Spread over 13 acres, the well laid out twin towers form the World Trade Center complex. Corporations and trade agencies are located in the 32-story Center 1 building, while Center 2 serves as the headquarters of Industrial Development Bank of India.
The arcade was the first structure that came up. The idea was to have shops and emporia.
The arcade houses the expo center, showrooms, several banks, and a fine dining multi-cuisine restaurant. The key pillars of World Trade Center Mumbai are trade research, trade education, trade promotion, all supported by well-developed infrastructure for businesses to thrive. It is a fully equipped venue with modern facilities for conferences. Arbitrations and training programs are part of the infrastructure. The centrally air-conditioned Expo Center is the most preferred exhibition venue for domestic and international trade and consumer shows. More than 60 international trade missions are hosted annually to connect local businesses globally. Discussions and dialogue meetings with experts on topical issues are organized regularly, which attract participants across India. The Global Economic Summit, the annual flagship event of the World Trade Center Mumbai, is attended by delegates from countries across continents and is an important event in the trade calendar of India.
Mumbai World Trade Center is the most active. It has the best facility and it conducts programs which are still unique.
A well-updated trade library is popular among students and SMEs. Market research and sectoral studies conducted by World Trade Center Mumbai are often referred by trade and educational institutions. Postgraduate diploma courses on international trade, export-import management, shipping and logistics, and special training programs for startups are most sought after by students as well as budding entrepreneurs. The World Trade Center Mumbai works closely with government agencies and other trade promotion organizations in facilitating trade for micro, small, and medium enterprises in India. During this long journey, World Trade Center Mumbai has achieved several milestones and is now expanding its base by establishing WTC centers at Bhubaneswar, Goa, and Jaipur to spearhead the World Trade Center movement. WTC Mumbai stands tall in promoting trade, trade research, teaching trade, and facilitating trade. World Trade Center Mumbai, India's ultimate trade resource. World World Trade Center, Mumbai, the center of globe.
Thank you, sir, for making us move around the world through WTC within 7 minutes. Moving ahead with the program, the captain of our ship, the one who is always guiding, is a motivating factor behind having such programs a virtual reality. I would like to call for the special remarks Shri Atul Pandeyji, President, VIA, Nagpur.
Good evening, friends. Mr. Kuruvilla, speaker, my colleagues from the Vendors Association, and ladies and gentlemen. We have this program at VI being organized on a very special day, World Trade Day, which was a concept which we got to know more details from Mr. Kuruvilla. And I'm very happy that he's personally here, although there are parallelly 5 programs going on the same day, Pune and all over the places, but he preferred, his preference has been for Nagpur. Thank you so much for this preference for Nagpur. We feel privileged, Ms. Kuruvilla. But the journey so far, we have been working together for almost 3 years now, and although we would have loved to organize many more programs by far, but I'm proud to say that very meaningful programs we have organized in these, like we had on a full day program on Intellectual Property Day. Celebration was there. We organized a program with orientation on intellectual property and the half-day program. 2nd of 2015, at the end of 5th Global Economic Summit on the theme Enabling Food for All, which was organized in Mumbai, Mr. Kuruvilla personally led a delegation of trade representatives from Italy, Sweden, Taipei, Bangladesh, Fiji, Russia, all over these places to Nagpur. We acquainted them with the advantages of this area, and there were some trade connections initiated during that visit, which we are trying to fructify in due course of time. Similarly, we had another program on green entrepreneurship, the challenges and opportunities, which was again organized some time back. So like this, we have jointly, the synergy between the 2 organizations is working up and trying to bring more and more inputs for the benefits of entrepreneurs of this region. About today's program on logistics sense, we have, in VIA, we have an independent forum. Actually, Gaurav is heading that forum, which is working on export promotion and with the help of improved logistics and all ecosystem enablers. And so far we have been successful in making some strong representations to Government of India as well as to Government of Maharashtra. And we do intend utilizing full opportunity of the interregional committee which has been formed under the chairmanship of Mr. Anup Kumar, who is our honored chief guest today evening. The recommendations are going to be on for improving various sectors. There are about 14 sectors that we have identified which need to be focused for industrial and economic growth of this region. And there are about nine enablers, ecosystem enablers, which we have identified. And logistics definitely is one of them, on which core team is working. They are working on recommendations to be made to government, and any more further inputs maybe during later on during the day when we have question answer and open forum we would love to have your inputs also on that so that we can take it up. VIA incidentally is also an expert member in that committee, and we would love to pick up those suggestions which would help us improve overall ecosystem in this region with special focus on logistics. All of us know Nagpur, of course, is a very, very, very strategic location, and GST regime just knocking the door now. All of us know from 1st of July we will be entering that region. Logistics definitely, and warehousing, and these allied activities would play a very vital role for economic upliftment of this region. And in the light of that, today's session is extremely important for us. Extremely important for us. In fact, Mr. Kuruvilla rightly mentioned that all of us would love to see Nagpur and Vidarbha, due to its strategic location, as one of the leading logistics hub of the country. We have all the advantages. We have almost, I would say, almost 40% of the railway routes within Vidarbha itself. We have national highways in all the four directions towards north, south, east, west. We have air connections. We have international airport now. Mihan is offering, SEZ is there. So, all these infrastructure and basic inputs are there in place. And there is no reason why, after the GST region, all of us should really be working hard to ensure that this region converts into a leading logistics hub of the country. Friends, there are some strengths and weaknesses that we have in our region, which I would like to recapitulate for the audience here. Apart from being a zero-mile city of the country, I have already discussed with you about the national highway connectivity. We have diamond crossing at Nagpur in a unique marvel of engineering. We have increased penetration of technology in various logistics activities. We have seen some of the biggest warehouses being stationed here in Nagpur. For Maruti has its very huge car park here. Big Bazaar has got its huge warehousing station here. Amazon has it. So it's already catching up. But at the same time, we have certain weaknesses also, shortcomings also. Like it's about, our nearest port is about 1,000 kilometers, about 9,000 kilometers from here. And it calls for certain initiatives from government, like some subsidies on freight to promote exports from this region, and things of that sort, on which we are working on. We have, apart from the strategic location, we have air freight station to cater to air cargo from Central India region. Auto hub, I have already shared with you. Maruti has already, they have a huge parking area here in Nagpur. And there are warehousing zones being created by the state government and things of that sort. So in the light of this, it's extremely important to have orientation, I would say reorientation, by our esteemed faculty, Mr. Kelkar, and all of us, including me, we look forward to his address to us, and hopefully we'll be much more enlightened with vital aspects of this particular sector called logistics. Friends, the Export Award program, in view of our chief guest, Mr. Anup Kumar, who was really scheduled to be with us here at around 4 o'clock, but I just got a message, he is attending for Forest Ministers some important workshop there, so he's likely to be free by 5 o'clock from there. So I've requested Mr. Kuruvilla that we adjust award ceremony at the second of this orientation program, so that you can look forward to uninterrupted orientation by Mr. Kelkar. Welcome once again.
Really, we are privileged to be situated in a globalized center. Moving ahead, our next guest a very great combination of educator, business, and a shipping and logistic acumen. Shri Dr. Prakash Khemkaji, proprietor, Bharat Shipping Agency, a person with a multifaceted personality, a PhD holder in psychotherapy, a person carrying out the business from last 2 decades, and also very well versed in education and conducting lectures for the people and even guiding them and motivating them to come out of their bad habits. Such person is among with us. I am very privileged to call Sir for his introductory remarks.
Good evening, our dignitaries on the dais, of the dais, and I am so happy to see some friends here in the audience and the dais too. This is first place, welcome to World Trade Day today. I'm going to start my orientation. I'm not a teacher, I'm not come to teach you, I've come to share my experience of last 20 years in logistic and forwarding clearing customs business. A brief introduction to the facilities of customs. The scenario is changing. The government is promoting imports, exports as well. So the regulatory scenario is indirect taxation has gone considerable changes and compliances. The government expects you to do like accuracy of declaration, enabling ease of doing business. The recent measures have been self-assessment. We are in the self-assessment regime. Like 14 June 2015, initially all the assessments were done on submission of documents by the officers. Now it is self-assessment. So responsibility of the declarations is the importers, exporters. There is single window clearance, wherein you file a document, all the necessary additional drug controller, food safety, plant protection, quarantine, as the case may be, will be done online. Government has come up with like a very good scheme as authorized economic operator scheme. You need to register importers, exporters. If they register it with all the proper documents and the assessment is done on the basis, so faster clearance is there. Government is also advising, directing people to go for DPD, direct port delivery system. In this case, you like file the documents in advance before the arrival of cargo into the country. The assessment is done, paid duty. Instead of taking the cargo to a CFS or for delivery examination, the importer will get the direct port delivery to the factory. So he saves a lot of cost in terms of handling and transportation. And government expects the advance submission and timely duty payment to enabling save money cost on overrun on wharfages and ground rents. This is a brief thing what DPD is. The following measures have resulted in exporters becoming extremely sensitive about accuracy of declaration filing before filing bill of entry for import-export shipping bill. Better monitoring of internal processes and compliances laws procedures. Awareness about measures to be taken in cost control. Timely coordination with all stakeholders such as forwarder, shipping line, custodians, airlines and transporters, etc. In my last session on cost control, I had taken at length how do you save cost on your imports, exports, how do you manage your inventories, everything. Transparency is very well required while dealing and participating with the government agencies such as the Drug Control, Plant and Quarantine, Wildlife Protection, FSI, etc. Like the above dealings are happening on a single window platform. It's easier and faster for the importers, exporters. Importers and exporters are like advised to file plans, documents preferably in advance, ensure timely submission of bill of entry for imports, timely payment of custom duty. Timely submission of bill of entry is very important now. The government has come up with like a scheme, a mandatory procedure. You have to file bill of entry for clearing your import within 24 hours of arrival of goods, or you are charged, the importer has to pay a penalty of 5,000 rupees per document per day. That's very heavy and that's important, and there has been drastic import clearance speed. People have adopted, importers are like, we as a trained people, we have advised our clients to do that, and it is happening so now. It's hardly only one case I have paid late fee fine. Custom duty, the free time for payment of custom duty has been reduced to 48 hours. Then your custom duty due after assessment is due for interest. This is all happening like we are at ICD location, the economics are different. At the port level, it has contributed in a big way. There's a lot of ease of doing business. The dwell time charges, the extra time, the cost control has come down. Detention damages have reduced to a great extent. Like these are the brief table of at the port, how it is beneficial for the importers, and the initial dwell time was so high. Now it has come down, the faster clearances. The government has a very strict approach on clearances, timely clearances. We as a people in the trade advising our importers, exporters. It's important how do you control your cost overruns. Like exports, this is the analysis at Navasheva, JNPT. Total export clearances time, filing a bill of entry to let export, that is the final clearance given by the custom office for booking your cargo into the vessel. As it has come down so drastically in a short time. You should like compliances with introduction of single windows, very helpful. Compliance, allied law has become more accurate, transparent, and brought awareness to the entire trade. It is suggested that for timely clearance of import-export consignment, one importer-exporter should, if fits into the ambit of the trade, should file for authorized economic operator, enroll for the direct port delivery. There is saves a lot of time, money in terms of handling and transportation. Before filing, as custom brokers, we also ensure we check the documents well. Before filing, all the documents into the customs. Similarly, like importers should be so aware, check the documents, so they have proper deliveries. And I would like, please do not leave the hall with some doubts. If you have any questions, please do ask me. Yeah, we can keep at the last. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, the person for whom we're waiting for, Professor Khelkar, is first class MTech in Metallurgical Engineering from IIT Mumbai. He is a recipient of gold medalist there, from where he also pursued his BTech. He has done his Masters in Management from Mumbai University and has also obtained postgraduate degree of a Masters in Foreign Trade. He joined the corporate world with Messrs Mukund Limited, where he worked for 3 years and then shifted to Messrs Krishna Steel Industries, where he worked for a period of 2 years. After that, Khelkar served Bhilwara Group of Industries for 2 decades, where he was general manager in domestic and international trade. Thereafter, he left that organization and has devoted full time towards academics. I would like to call upon Shri Khelkar sir.
आज सुबह 5 बजे खुदा से मुलाकात हुई। आज सुबह 5 बजे खुदा से मुलाकात हुई, थोड़ी सी बातचीत भी हुई। मैंने खुदा से पूछा कि खुदा, मैं नागपुर जाने वाला हूँ, मुझे ये बता नागपुर और नागपुर वाले कैसे हैं। तो खुदा ने कहा, नागपुर में बहुत गर्मी है, लेकिन नागपुर वाले में बहुत नरमी है। मैंने खुदा से पूछा, ये बता नागपुर और नागपुर वाले कैसे हैं। तो खुदा ने कहा, संबंध बना के रखना बिल्कुल मेरे जैसे हैं। तो फ्रेंड्स, नागपुर और नागपुर वाले को मेरी तरफ से, मुंबई की तरफ से, वर्ल्ड ट्रेड सेंटर की तरफ से सादर प्रणाम। मैं इसलिए आपको प्रणाम कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि आपको मेरे को आगे के 2 घंटे झेलने पड़ेंगे। Logistics and shipping, spearheading future globalization. And if there is going to be a global trade and international market, and if there is going to be some substance, it would be logistics and logistics and logistics and logistics only. Because in trade, you have a product in hand, you have a market somewhere. But to ensure that the product goes to the market very safely, very surely, very beautifully, very wonderfully, very actually, with a promise of performance, what is needed is in between. That's what it is. And therefore, in the years to come, logistics and shipping will spearhead globalization. A country where logistics is great, globalization will also be brilliant. Friends, what is logistics? It's a value generating cost leading to profit creation, to customer satisfaction and repetitive sales. A good logistics will make the customer come to you again and again and again. And the rules of international business are very clear. The first customer brings sales. That's all. but the customer who comes back to you, who returns to you, brings profit. And therefore, if a customer comes and does not come back again, there is no profit. That's why I better told in Hindi, कि customer एक भयंकर व्यक्ति है. आई तो रोजी अंग्रेजी वाली, नहीं तो रोजा उर्दू वाला. तो रोजी कब बनेगी? जब वो दोबारा आएगी या बार आएगी तब रोजी बनेगी. तो फ्रेंड्स, logistics क्या है क्या? Our Indian understanding of logistics is wonderfully terrible. It is not even terribly wonderful, it is wonderfully terrible. According to us,